Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark at GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I've got a coffee that we've used before in the program, recommended by viewers. It is absolutely wonderful. Hang on. That is a really, really wonderful cup of coffee. Yeah, Pete's Coffee. Boy, this is terrific. This is the dark roast, French roast. This is terrific. Coffee forward, wood smoke, and burnt caramel right there. Boy, this is just a full-bodied, robust cup of coffee. Really, really terrific. Love this coffee. So thanks to all the viewers who recommended this. Really terrific. And I'm using the French roast because that figures into one of our topics a little later on down the road. A little teaser there for you. But yeah, terrific coffee French roast. And this morning I'm using my coffee mug from Mesopotamia, Ohio, from end of the Commons General Store, Mesopotamia, Ohio. This is Ohio's oldest general store. You've heard me talk about this on the program in previous programs. And Mesopotamia is probably maybe 35 minutes east of where I'm at. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Mesopotamia, Ohio a little later on the show too. Really, really fun stuff found in Mesopotamia, Ohio. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. That'll be in new shaving gear, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, new shaving gear, Mesopotamia, Ohio. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. That was absolutely terrific. Hey, thanks very much for joining me again this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. If you're taking me on your morning commute, hey, thanks very much for the lift. I really, really do appreciate it. Great to see you again. Love getting together with you and talking all things traditional wet shave. You know what? Let's get right to it. Let's get the show underway like we do every week. We're gonna kick it off with a viewer morning shaving tip. Okay, before we get to the morning shaving tip, need to remind you that Prime Day starts tomorrow, July 12th and 13th this year. And I'll be tweeting out any wet shaving deals that I come across. And we've seen some early Prime Day deals already on wet shaving gear. And I'll be looking for them again today, just in case I come across something. But just so you know, Prime Day starts tomorrow. It is July 12th and 13th this year. And I will be tweeting out any wet shaving gear deals that I come across. So stay tuned for that. Now, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Brian Hines. And he writes, "Hey Mark, this is directed especially to those new to the wet shaving experience. Simply put, my shaving tip is this: listen to the more experienced wet shavers. When I first heard the instructions, 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do all the work, gentlemen, I thought to myself, what a cool line. I soon found out that it was much more than just a line. Shortly after I started watching your channel, I took shipment of my first DE razor, the Vikings Blade Emperor Meiji, some Spearhead shaving soap, a good quality brush, etc. I went into my new shaving den for my very first safety razor shave. When I was done, I quickly realized I had BBS results. Yes, it was a blood bath shave. It looked like I shaved with a chainsaw. My alum block felt like it contained napalm. Needless to say, I was very disappointed and felt like going back to my electric razor. Fortunately, sound reasoning took over and I went back to the drawing board. I rewatched some of your earlier videos. I soon came to realize that, number one, I wasn't using a light touch. Number two, I didn't tighten down my razor enough. And number three, I was going too fast. I am happy to report that after I took my own advice and actually listened to the pros, I have had real BBS shaves. It took several shaves before I honed my technique enough to get BBS results. In conclusion, let me say this to my fellow wet shavers. Don't give up. Do your research. Take your time. Listen to the pros. Oh yes, one more thing. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. Thank you for all the hard work you put in to keep your channel going, Mark. We all appreciate it. You really seem like a person anyone would be fortunate enough to have as a friend. Keep up the good work. Regards, Brian Hines. Oh, Brian, thanks very much for the kind words. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very, very much for that. And what a great tip. And the reason why I'm using that tip this morning, your tip this morning, is because it really does serve as a great reminder to use a light touch. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. Absolutely. Good technique. Light touch, good prep, get yourself a pre-shave, good shave soap, all those ingredients, they all combine to give the user, the wet shaver, a great shave. So it serves as a really, really good reminder. Thank you very much for that, Brian. Really do appreciate that. And again, folks, 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. I say it every video, and I'm glad that Brian picked up on it as more than just a catchphrase. It is kind of a catchphrase, but yeah, it is very instructive. So Brian, thanks for pointing that out again, and thanks for reminding new wet shavers that that's the way to go. And also speed, slow down, take your time, enjoy the shave. Absolutely. Anyhow, Brian, to say thanks, for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would also like an original signed George sketch, all you have to do is email me a shaving tip. Email that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. If I use it on the morning shaving tip segment, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. All right. So thanks very much for that, Brian. Really do appreciate it. Great shaving tip and a great reminder. Thank you very much. Okay, we've got an extra shaving tip this morning from viewer Stan Chapman. And Stan writes, Dear Mark, got a shaving tip I learned and wanted to share it with you and your viewers. Thank you, but I don't need another George sketch, as I already proudly display the first one I received. Oh, thanks very much for that, Stan. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. You and your viewers are probably like myself in that you have several adjustable razors, but probably do not shave with the same settings on each razor because each one shaves differently. For example, on my Fat Boy, I start on setting 5, but on my Slim, I start with setting 4. I also like to make the first pass on a higher setting than my subsequent passes for less skin irritation. I used to have a cheat sheet where I literally wrote down all these settings for each individual razor once I found what works best for me. But then I discovered this shaving tip. When I'm done shaving with that particular razor on the lower setting used for the later passes, I clean the razor up, but before putting it away, I reset the razor to the original first pass setting so I don't have to refer to my cheat sheet anymore. Hope this tip helps you and your viewers, as I found it to be very handy. Best wishes and smooth shaves, Stan Chapman. Hey, Stan, very practical shaving tip. Really, thanks very much. And yeah, you're correct. I'm like a lot of other wet shavers. I do have more than one adjustable razor. Love them all, but this is a really, really very, very good tip. So thanks very much for passing that along, Stan. Really do appreciate it. Well, this week we got some shave den photos to show you. The first one here comes from Dustin Wybrand. And he writes, Hey, Mark, I finally got the sketch on the wall and it looks great. Thanks very much, Dustin. I'm very flattered that you framed the George sketch that I sent you. Thanks very much. That's terrific. I really am flattered by that. I took a couple of photos of my shave storage. The shelf in the bathroom was originally an Army ammo box from World War II era. Wow, that is really neat. Very inspirational. That's fantastic. I think other viewers are going to look at that. They're going to be inspired to do something similar. That's terrific. And you're repurposing something as well. And yeah, that is terrific. Absolutely fantastic. Dustin also writes here, another tip. I normally do 3-pass shaves and like many, find that the most challenging part of my shave is my neck area. In an effort to curb carelessness, resulting in irritation or nicks, I break my shave into 2 parts, face and neck. This causes me to approach each part with greater focus and different pressures. Anyway, it has worked well for me. I enjoy the show and keep up the good work. Dustin Wybrand, a.k.a. Whisker Whisker Barrel Shaves. Hey, Dustin, thanks very much for the photos. Thanks very much for framing up the George sketch. And thanks very much for that shaving tip. Hey, we had 3 shaving tips this morning. That's fantastic. And also, viewer Jamie Horn received his George sketch, and he had it framed up, and he photographed it, and he wrote, "Got it framed today. It looks great. Thank you." Wow, Jamie, thank you very much. And I love the fact that it's right there by Shave Chaser, because Shave Chaser is one of my favorite Phoenix shaving shave soaps and aftershave splashes. An homage to the original Skin Bracer. It's fantastic. If you haven't tried it yet, give it a try. But thanks very much for putting George right by Shave Chaser, Jamie. That's absolutely fantastic. I'm flattered that you framed it, and I'm so happy that that you're enjoying the George sketch. So my thanks to Dustin and Jamie for sending along those photos. Gentlemen, thank you very, very much. Very flattered that you framed George. Thanks very much for the photos. Really do appreciate it. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show, let's go back for a refill. Well, we're off to a great start. Really, a lot of great content so far. Thanks to all the viewers who have contributed thus far. Just fantastic start to the show. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Again, let me remind you, Pete's French Roast. A really wonderful, wonderful, robust cup of coffee. End of the Commons General Store. Stay tuned. We got some nice topics here in Refill this morning. So let's kick it off with something from viewer Gary. And he's writing in regards to the Assured 3-piece safety razor from Dollar Tree. Now, I did a video review of it. It didn't go very well. I had to abandon ship on this and finish my shave up with another razor. If I recall correctly, I think I finished it up with my my Envoy razor right here. The Envoy razor. I think that's what I used, if I recall correctly. But anyhow, he writes, "Hi, Mr. Zarady. You made a review on video, and I just had to try it when I found it at Dollar Tree, the Assured 3-piece safety razor. I could tell after opening it that this razor was going to be a problem. The head did not curve the blade, so the blade angle with the edge of the cap and the skin guard was wrong. Twisting the handle onto the head was also difficult to do. Something not straight about the handle twists onto the stem threading, but I managed to screw them together. Like a damned fool, I still had to try a shave. Very aggressive, but after almost whole first pass, I switched to my KCG, that's the King C Gillette razor, to finish the first pass and do a second pass. I saw 3 or 4 cuts on my chin. After rinsing my face and touching my chin with other areas with styptic pencil, I felt strong stings, even in spots not on the chin. The 3-piece Dollar Tree Assured razor is bad. That's in capital letters, B-A-D, bad. For the product price of $1.25, the only possible nice thing about the package are the 5 included blades for effectively 25 cents per blade. That is in case they might be good. I have not tried these. Instead, I used Gillette Silver Blue for this shave. Bad razor. That's in capital letters with 2 exclamation points. Gary. Gary, I'm so sorry you had. A bad experience with this. I did as well, and I've been saying. I said afterwards, and also on the Monday morning mailbag. I said after the video review and also on the Monday morning mailbag that I was going to try this again with a different razor blade. You know what? I haven't gotten around to it. I am just I'm just hesitant to do it. But I'm going to have to do it again. I've heard from other viewers who've told me this is an overly aggressive razor. Now, if you like aggressive razors, and I know there are some viewers out there who absolutely do, they've contacted me and they love aggressive razors, this might be the one for you. Now, this is also part of the prize package. We threw in one of these in the prize package for the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you like aggressive razors and you win, well, then you'll have this to try. So I would say definitely your mileage may vary with this razor. For me, it was not a very good experience at all. I need to try it again. I've said I would try it again. I'm very hesitant to do so. Hopefully, I will pick it up out of the blue and just, give it a shave and shoot the video and that sort of thing. We'll see. But there are so many great razors out there that I like to use during my shaves, that this is kind of sitting on the back burner right now. So, Gary, thanks very much for that. Thanks very much for confirming my experience with the razor. I really do appreciate it. This comes from John Meyer. Hey, Mark, while watching your Monday morning mailbag, you were mentioning some travel razors. I too have the PAA 2-piece handle and found it was a little difficult screwing the handle onto a razor head the first couple of times. Well, that was actually the classic Samurai that I used that was difficult, not the PAA. But yeah, and it's just probably some tight machining is all I'm thinking. I'm sending a picture of my vintage Gillette Travel Tech 2-piece handle razors. One English and one Canadian. Both have been replated better than new. Also sending some pictures of my favorite vintage Gillette razors. I use these regularly and they look fantastic after a custom replating by Chris at Backroads Gold. Thanks for allowing me to show off some of my vintage collection. I hope others will like them as much as I do. Take care and be safe, John Meyer. John, those are absolutely fantastic. When you sent me those photos, absolutely had to show them. Decided to do it here in the refill segment because you referenced the discussion on travel razors that we had. And those travel razors that you have, those Gillette travel razors, are 4-piece razors. The handle breaks down to 2 pieces. I have not seen those before. So that is really exciting to see. So thanks very much for sending them along. He gave me a little more detail on that. And he said, Mark, the 2 replated razors are Gillette Slim and a Gillette Super Speed 58 TV Special. The 2-piece travel razors are from the late 40s or early 50s, I believe. I am not completely sure. These razors came with 3 or 4 different type handles. Wow, that is really neat. This really intrigues me. I'd love to find something like this that has, that combination handle, upper part, lower part. That's what it looks like to me. I'm sending a picture of my replated 59 Gillette E1 Fat Boy. It is custom replated, much in the fashion of the Slim Adjustable. Many of the razor collectors feel that replating devalues the razors. These razors were in very poor condition when I acquired them very cheaply. I wanted to give them new life. I use these razors often in my shaves, wondering who may have had them in the past. I would be honored to show some of my Gillette collection. Thank you, John. John, that's absolutely great, and I am kind of in your... I'm kind of right there in the ballpark with you regarding replating. I guess it's going to depend on the individual razor that you have. Some razors that I had really needed to be replated. I sent them off to Chris Evett at razorplate.com. He did a wonderful job on 2 Slims that I sent him. And I also have a Fat Boy that is in really, really good shape. Jim from Northfield sent that one to me, and it's in really, really very, very good shape. And I don't think it has any need for replating. So I think it's going to vary from razor to razor. But I know that the ones that I have that were replated by Chris Evett, they're going to last another 60, 70 years. So, they look beautiful. They look like they're brand new. So, yeah, I think it's going to vary from razor to razor. And you know what? It's going to be up to the individual. There's no right or wrong there is what I'm saying. He also offered a little more detail. I inquired a little more about that, and he said, yes, these razors were produced and sold by Gillette. As I mentioned before, mine were English and Canadian produced. When I first bought the Canadian one, I didn't know that the handle came apart. While I was researching Gillette razors, I discovered this. I then kept my eye out for more of the same type. Luckily, came across the English-made one. I am always searching for them. I have a mid-30s version that has a nickel-plated open tooth head and 2-piece brass handle. It is not as attractive. It is from the 30s. That's what he's told. Thank you for finding them so interesting. I really do, especially the travel techs with those 2-piece handles. Wow, that is really something. That's what I'm going to be looking for now. I'm always on the lookout for the unusual Gillette razor. I don't have a really large collection, but I do have a few unusual ones. I find other enthusiasts on the forums very fascinating. Yeah, some really great discussion on those forums and on Facebook discussion groups about vintage razors and razors in general. Yeah, really, really amazing. And I think that there's this real interest in the history of the razors, how they were made, how they were manufactured, the different designs, and how some of those designs are being adapted to newer models. For instance, Phoenix Shaving does that. Douglas does that a lot with some of the razors he releases. He researches some of these vintage razors and takes those designs and incorporates them into some of his razors. That is really interesting too. So thanks very much for that, John. Really, really do appreciate it. Leslie Fitzer wrote, "Hi, Mark. Regarding Mitchell's wool fat, the only thing I do before lathering is bloom the soap while taking a shower." We were talking about the lathering capabilities of Mitchell's wool fat. Some say it's very, very difficult to lather. Leslie was telling us that he doesn't have any problem at all, and he lives in a hard water area. And there were some tips and tricks about how to bring out the best kind of lather using Mitchell's wool fat. So he is saying here that he's just letting it bloom while he takes a shower. I do select my brush according to the soap I'm using. Since my last post, I tried using a synthetic to lather the Mitchell's wool fat, and it did work, but I still prefer using the 830. That's a boar brush. He's using a boar brush with his Mitchell's wool fat and feels that the stiffer bristles pick up more soap. My thought is the boar possibly picks up more soap than the soft synthetic, which is possibly helping the lathering process. Hope this is of some help, and keep well and keep safe. Yeah, that was very informative, Leslie. Really do appreciate that because, that boar brush probably is picking up more soap than a synthetic, or maybe a stiffer synthetic that has a little more tooth. There are some of those that are out there that might do the same thing too. But thanks very much for passing that on. I really do appreciate it. Hey, Charles Price checked in because we were talking about cold water shaves, warm water shaves, that sort of thing, where our preferences are. Well, anyhow, Charles wrote and said, "Well, Mark, you've talked me into face lathering for my cold water shaves. Laugh out loud." Yeah, I'm really enjoying the cold water shaves. I enjoy doing the face lathering for my cold water shaves. Well, I'm primarily a face latherer as well, but I really am enjoying the cold water shaves. Now, it's summertime right now. It's warm outside, and the cold water shaves are very, very refreshing, very, very invigorating. I love the cool lather on my face. I really do. Anyhow, I wrote him back and I said, "Charles, I've done it both ways. I'm starting to really like the cold shaves, but will slip back into a warm routine. I guess it's going to be driven by the weather. On a cold morning, a nice warm lather is ideal. On hot days, that cold lather and shave is a treat." Absolutely. That's kind of what's driving me. So it'll be interesting when things start to get cold here in northeastern Ohio, about November, December, into January. It'll be interesting if I'm still doing a cold water shave or if I'm using warm water for all my shaves. It'll be interesting to see. He goes on to say in reply, "Yeah, I know, laugh out loud. I'm a scuttle guy for my hot shaves, but I'll face lather now for my cold ones." That might be a great way to switch things around, and that's something I'm going to consider. Just getting my scuttle, my Dreamscape scuttle from Phoenix Shaving, and using that for a nice warm lather, or just doing a straight face lather with cold water. We'll see. As the weather gets cooler, we'll see. We'll see how dedicated I am to the cold shave, or if it's one of those cold mornings, if I'm going to go, strictly to a nice warm lather. We'll see. But anyhow, it's great to have those options to switch it around. I did a cold water shave before starting the Monday morning mailbag. It was great. I used Phoenix Shaving's Atomic Age Bay Rum. It was great. Just absolutely fantastic. Did a cold water shave. And of course, it's summer, it's warm. So yeah, it really was very, very cool, refreshing, and invigorating. So thanks very much for that, Charles. Really, really do appreciate it. And thanks to everyone who contributed this morning to the refill segment. Really, really do appreciate it. Some great topics. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Okay, we got a lot of great stuff in new shaving gear this week, and we're going to kick it off with the Prime Day reminder. Prime Day is tomorrow and the next day, July 12th and 13th. So Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, I'll be tweeting out some deals. Tim Whitcup found an early deal on Prime Day. I did tweet that out last week. I don't know if it's still available. However, I did take advantage of it. The Vikings Blade Chieftain. This was less than $13. Now, originally, it was like $30 razor, and it was marked all the way down to $13. But what I did was I acquired this Chieftain because, as you know, it is one of my favorite razors, And it's the razor that I've always talked about that brought me back to the traditional wet shave. Here it is. You can see this is brand new. Let me just open this up right now so you can see it, and I'll just reseal it. Here it is right here. Okay, there it is. I'll put it back in that plastic wrapper too later on. Okay, and here it is right here. Ooh, there's the card right there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Brand new, and it comes with some blades there. I don't know how many there. I think maybe 5 blades. Let me take a look. Hang on 1 minute. Let's take a look and see how many blades we get. You get with that? Yeah, 5 blades. Yeah, I'm just looking at it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about that? Get 5 of the mild Vikings blade razor blades. Look at that. What a deal, huh? Okay, I'm going to put those back in there like that. And okay, they're back in there. And then here is the Vikings blade chieftain razor. Isn't that beautiful? Beautifully, beautifully chromed. Isn't that nice? Opens up beautifully. Okay, brand new, brand spanking new. Here it is right here. We're going to put it back in there like that. Back in the case. Case comes with a little mirror there. And also an instructional card. Information, especially for beginners. Get a little information there if you're a beginner wet shaver. Okay, but anyhow, the reason why we grabbed this is that we're putting this in the prize package for the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So this is going to be part of the prize package. And the prize package has been growing over the weeks. We got some great things. We got some bargain razors in there. We've got a chieftain razor in there. We've got a shaving bowl, courtesy of viewer Beth Jones. We've got a shaving bowl, courtesy a 3D printed bowl, courtesy of Roger Quintero. We've got a custom shaving brush by Simon Hazanovs. Wow, we got some great stuff in there, and really looking forward to pulling the winning name, and we'll do all that when we reach the 8,000 subscriber mark. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the alerts so that you'll know when new videos are posted, because one of those new videos might be the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the alerts, and just stay tuned for the 8,000 subscriber giveaway, because when we hit the 8,000 subscribers, and I'll probably wait for maybe 5, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 more subscribers to make sure that we have 8,000, a solid 8,000. Then I'll go ahead and make the video, show all the stuff that we're giving away. And then the next video, I'll be pulling a winning name. So one winner is going to get a lot of great stuff, including the Vikings Blade Chieftain. Stay tuned. July 12th and 13th, tomorrow and Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday this week, I will be tweeting out some deals on wet shaving gear as I come across them. And looks like this was an early deal right here, Vikings Blade Chieftain Razor. So yeah, really excited about giving this away. It's going to go in the prize package for the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So please subscribe and keep an eye out for that 8,000 subscriber giveaway video when we reach 8,000 subscribers, and we're getting really close. So thanks again to Tim Whitcup for pointing this out. Really do appreciate it. Got a really nice message from a gentleman named Robert Cipolla, Cipolla. I believe that's how it's pronounced. It's either Cipolla or Chipolla. I'm not entirely sure. Robert, forgive me if I've mispronounced it, but I'm going to go with Robert Cipolla. Anyhow, he wrote, "Hey, Mark, good afternoon. I watch your stuff all the time. Pete Hendricks mentioned I should reach out to you about my brand, Hoffman's Shaving Company. Myself and Pete did a collaboration on my first artisan drop called Burn the Ships. It's coming out this month. Would you be interested if I send you it? And can you check it out? Thanks again, and please let me know." Oh, absolutely. I said absolutely. I'm very interested in this. This is absolutely fantastic. This was to drop on June 30th, between June 30th and July 7th. It should be out now by the time you're watching this. And this is an absolutely wonderful scent. Beautiful, masculine. Oh, this is a great scent. It really is. They write on the product page, and I will link to it, the phrase, "burning the ships," dates from 1519 when a Spanish expedition led by Hernan Cortez landed in Mexico. Cortez knew his crew was already exhausted after the long sea journey, but he had to motivate them to succeed in the new land. So he ordered the scuttling the ships they arrived in. The ships burned. No turning back now. Burn the ships could mean several things to several different people. For us, it's the aspirations of burning it all down and starting over. A metaphor for a fresh, clean slate with no turning back to your haunted past. The scent profile of this is this. The top notes are nutmeg, lemon, orange, star anise, and aldehydes. The middle notes are carnation, jasmine, geranium, cinnamon, heliotrope, and pimento. The base notes are ambergris, synthetic, benzoin, cedar, vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. Boy, this is really a wonderful, wonderful scent. And since Hendrick's Classic is involved in this, we've reviewed their soap before, and they have a wonderful soap base. So I'm really, really expecting some great lathers from this soap. So congratulations on launching this, Robert. Really do appreciate it. He also very kindly sent along some aftershave splash. So really looking forward to reviewing both of these. Absolutely fantastic. I will have a link to these products so you can check it out. He also has a line of body soaps. He sent along a sample of Vanilla Silk, which is absolutely wonderful. Vanilla Silk, full body bar soap. Sweet and creamy vanilla with notes of sandalwood, musk, and caramelized sugar will surround you with its enticing aroma. Yeah, that's absolutely. So he's very kindly sent a sample of that, and this is really a terrific, terrific scent. You can get this in a full body bar soap. He also sent a complete bar soap, a full bar of the pine tar soap. Boy, am I glad he sent this because it's summertime, and this is pine tar, cypress, and balsam full body bar soap. Both of them, the vanilla and also the pine tar, are 4.7 ounces and $8. So that's a really nice price point. Pine tar is said to help with skin ailments, prevent bug bites, and more. Scented with natural essential oils of cypress and copaiba balsam for a pleasant woodsy aroma. And of course, all this stuff is made in America, and really looking forward to it. The scent profile of this is woodsy, semi-sweet with citrus notes. Yeah, nailed it. Really, that is really, really nice. Both of those are very, very nice. So looking forward to reviewing all the items that they sent. And again, I will link to that, link to their product pages so you can investigate that. I'll also link to this page here also. This is his About Hoffman's page where Robert writes, I believe in 100% transparency in all walks of life. Here's the Hoffman story. I've suffered from ADHD and severe anxiety for a long time. I started wet shaving not too long ago, and I instantly realized that I was involved in something special, and that helped me with both ADHD and anxiety. The feeling of receiving soap from great artisans was stress relieving. The feel of high carbon steel scraping my face caused an anxiety relief that made me not do what is called skin picking. I would shave instead of pick my skin. It was a relief from something so simple yet so powerful. So I knew that I had to be involved in this industry. I wanted to have others get a relief from anxiety. So I started Hoffman's out of my 10 by 12 office in the basement. Searched long and far for great soap that can maybe help someone else like me get that little moment of stress relief from just smelling soap and using it. Does this sound nuts? You bet. But I believe there is a great story here. The underdog story, the little guy story. So thank you from my soul to anyone that just likes our Facebook page or Instagram. Thank you to anyone that buys a bar. Thank you to anyone who just shares this story. You all have become part of the story. This story could tank or it could also be great. Time will tell. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of my story. Much love, Robert. Thank you, Robert, for allowing me to share your story and allowing me also to review your products. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And as you say, I hope that your journey in wet shaving and offering artisan soaps and artisan shaving soap helps somebody else as well. So thanks again, Robert. Really do appreciate it, folks. I'll be reviewing this very soon and get it posted. And really looking forward. So thanks again, Robert. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, Beth Jones checked in and she wrote, good evening, Mark. Just now saw this on Spearhead Shaving. And it is a new shave soap from them. It's called Fleur De France. That's why I used French roast coffee. There's the French connection, no pun intended. The scent is called Fleur De France, a French barbershop with geranium, citron, rosemary, coumarin, oak moss, and white musk. It's inspired by the 1968 Seaforth original. The late 60s was an interesting period of time for the vintage Seaforth brand. For 30 years, Seaforth offered a few scents in a dizzying array of products: soaps, creams, powders, bath soap, brushless cream. But after the success of Sea Spice Lime in 1966, the strategy changed dramatically. Seaforth focused less on new products and doubled down on scent development. So this looks like this was one of those scents that developed and came out of it. And the folks at Spearhead are offering it, Fleur de France. And that's really, really terrific. Now, Beth also sent some additional information regarding Fleur de France. And the owner of Spearhead wrote the following on this page, and I will link it so you can read it for yourself. And he wrote, "A wet shaver who happens to be a chemical engineer reached out to me when we launched the Fleur de France shaving soap. He was disappointed Fleur de France didn't have aftershave and EDT and offered to help troubleshoot some of the quirks we were experiencing. We worked out the formulation bugs when using liquid bases. It turns out FDF likes alcohol as a base more than it likes witch hazel. I've typically steered clear of alcohol splash, but FDF made the decision for me. The scent is way too good for summer to miss having a splash in EDT. Alcohol splash, EDT, and bath soap will be available in mid-July, shortly after we return from our travel." So they're going on vacation, taking some travel time. We also have some exciting things in the works for this fall. So that's great to hear from the folks at Spearhead. Beth Jones, thanks very much for passing that along. I really do appreciate it. Sounds like a great summertime shave soap and summertime scent to use. So folks, I'll have these links below. They came courtesy of Beth Jones. Thank you again, Beth. Really do appreciate it. Okay, Mesopotamia. Yeah, Mesopotamia, Ohio, home of the End of the Commons General Store, Ohio's oldest general store. You've heard me talk about it. Mesopotamia, probably about 35 minutes east of where I live. Well, every year, right around 4th of July, they have an ox roast and flea market. My brother Jim, his son Mike, Mike's fiancee Brittany, and their friend David Mithcell were going, and they invited me along. I jumped at the opportunity. I haven't been to this event in a number of years and was really looking forward to it. The ox sandwiches are great. The fries were great. And just going through booth to booth to see what was for sale was just wonderful. I was looking to see what I could find in the way of wet shaving gear. And I came across a couple of booths that sold soap. There were a lot of artisan soap makers, but I found two that were of particular interest. But there were so many people. It was just, it was crowded with people, and there were a lot of booths. So, yeah, it was a little bit of an adventure. So I may have missed some booths here and there. You know how it is when you go to a flea market. But yeah, came across two different booths that had some really, really nice shaving soap. Their first one is Basic Soap Company LLC. Now, I happened to go by this booth, and I saw a fellow wet shaver there. His name is Harold Siller, and he and his wife were looking at the various shave soaps, and he was selecting a bay rum shave soap, and I was really intrigued by that. And I said, "Are there any more there?" And he said, Sure. And he went on to say, "This is the best way to shave." And I said, "Yes, I agree. I have a YouTube channel." So he very kindly allowed me to take his photograph, and I met the owner of this particular booth named Jeff Martin. This is Basic Soap Company. He sells some great shaving soaps. And I bought two of them. I bought the Bay Rum. This is about $5 for a 2-ounce puck. And this is a beautiful bay rum scent. I'm definitely going to review this. This is absolutely wonderful. And I also bought Cool Water shave soap. It's a nice, fresh barbershop type of scent. This is also another really, really nice scent. Again, 2-ounce pucks, about $5. Really, really terrific. Now, he also sells these really nice shaving bowls right here. I happen to pick this one up right here. I looked on the bottom, and it said Cottage Pottery, Chardon, Ohio. I couldn't believe it. Who knew, huh? Turns out that these are made by a company called Farmhouse Stoneware. And they are right down the street from me, right in Chardon, Ohio. A gentleman named Jim Anderson owns the company, and he makes these for Jeff Martin and the Basic Soap Company. But you can also buy these through, you can buy them through either gentleman, and I will have links to both of their emails and phone numbers and websites and that sort of thing. But yeah, I was really, really surprised to see that this shaving bowl was made in Chardon, Ohio. So I'm going to be using this. I'm going to put the Bay Rum soap in there and whip up a lather and review this. Really looking forward to doing that. Jim Anderson tells me that these are $7. This particular one was $15 at the show, I believe, because I think I spent $25, $5 for a puck. So that's $10 there. It was $25. I'm assuming this was $15. So this is the larger size. I'm assuming you're the smaller size is $7. Don't quote me on that. You might want to inquire with both Jeff and Jim to find out, but this was definitely the larger size. And you can probably see it in the photograph there that I took. It's right there. My eye just came right to it. There are different colors available, and but I like this one. It's kind of like a vanilla bean color, and it does have a nice, not overly rough, but a nice tooth to the inside to help generate a lather, and it's got these indents here. So I'm looking forward to using that. It really feels nice in the hand. So we're going to use the Bay Rum soap and this shaving bowl from Basic Soap Company to build a lather. Also from, Basic Soap Company, and also Farmhouse Stoneware out of Chardon, Ohio. So I'll have links to both those gentlemen's businesses online. And the Cool Water Shave Soap is going to go into the prize package for the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So this 2-ounce puck will go into the prize package. So I'll put that in there. I'll review the Bay Rum, and I'm going to give away the Cool Water. I know where they're local. Both these gentlemen are local, so I can always get some more if I want to review some more, whether it be the soap or shave mug, that sort of thing. So really looking forward to doing that. Now, farther down the flea market, as we were going from booth to booth, I came across a company called Rebel Candles. This is run by Judy and Mo Phelps. And I spoke with Judy there, and she had a lot of different goat's milk soap. And she has a goat's milk shaving soap that she makes right here. I believe this was $4 or $5. It's a nice size puck. And just through the cellophane wrapper, it is a nice barbershop scent, and it's goat's milk. And I'm really looking forward to reviewing this. She has a Facebook page, a Facebook presence, so I will also link that. And a very nice lady, a wonderful looking booth, just great to see these different local artisans out there selling their shaving soaps. So this is another one that caught my eye right here. She was also saying that, as I recall, she was saying that a lot of her goat milk soaps, and with a different scents, are good for shaving. This one is specific for shaving, but she said the others could also be used for shaving if you wanted to, but this one is formulated specifically for shaving, which is why I bought it. So actually, I bought 2. So one of these also is going to go into the 8,000 subscriber package giveaway. So 2 more soap pucks for the giveaway package. That'll be the Cool Water from the Basic Soap Company and Jeff Martin, and the goat's milk, handcrafted goat's milk shaving soap from Rebel Candles and Judy and Mo Phelps. So looking forward to giving that away. Also looking forward to reviewing it. It was absolutely a fantastic, fantastic day. Again, if you're in the area of Mesopotamia, Ohio, visit the End of the Commons General Store. Really kind of neat. And again, if you're in the area next year around 4th of July, go online and look to when they're going to have their ox roast. That was a really, really fun day. I really enjoyed myself. It was just great going from booth to booth and discovering some of these artisan soap makers out there. Really, really a fun day. So my thanks to Jeff Martin. Great to see Harold Siller. Thanks for allowing me to use your photos, Harold. I hope you see it on this episode. Thanks to you and your wife for recommending the Bay Rum soap. It really is a great, great scent. My thanks also to Jim Anderson, who I spoke with regarding Farmhouse Stoneware. He makes a really, really nice product. Again, I'll have his contact information, and I hope to stop in. I hope to stop in because he's right down the road from me, and I drive by him almost every single day. And it just didn't register. So when I saw Chardon, Ohio, on the bottom of it, wow! It just small world, huh? And also thanks to Rebel Candles and Judy and Mo Phelps. Really looking forward to using their shave soap, and I will have their Facebook contact information as well if you're interested in getting some of their soap. And wow, she has a lot of soap. I'll show you this previous photo here that she has on Facebook. I forgot to snap a photo of her booth that day, but what you see here was very, very similar to what she had set up at the Mesopotamia Ox Roast. So thanks again to Jeff Martin, Jim Anderson, and Judy Phelps at Rebel Candles. Really do appreciate it. It was just great to get out to Mesopotamia and taking the ox roast and the flea market and meet these artisan soap makers. It was really, really fantastic. Okay, viewer Leslie Fitzer very, very kindly is donating a $15 voucher to Hendrix Classics. Now what happened is he won a $15 voucher, and as he explained to me, postage would cost me more than the value of the voucher. So he's sending it along to me, and I'm making that part of the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So whoever the winner is, that voucher will be emailed and forwarded to you. So I'm hoping it works. Let me put it that way. I'm hoping that the $15 voucher, whoever wins that, when I email to you, that it will still be valid because Leslie is emailing it to me, and then I'm going to email it to the winner. So thanks very much for that, Leslie, because he's across the pond, and as he says, the $15 voucher would probably, the postage for whatever he's buying would be more than the value of the $15 voucher. But if it's somebody who maybe perhaps the winner will be stateside, it'll make a little more sense. But whoever wins, you're going to get a $15 voucher emailed to you. And if you're in the same situation as, let's say you're overseas and as you are with Leslie, well, maybe you can pass it on to a fellow wet shaver in the States or do with it whatever you want to. But we are going to try to get that $15 voucher to the winner, and hopefully this will work out. So my thanks to Leslie for forwarding the voucher to me. I have it, and after we do the after we pull the winning name in the 8,000 subscriber giveaway, I will immediately, first thing, email that voucher to the winner. That'll be step one, and then send off the prize package. So my thanks again to Leslie Fitzer for very, very kindly donating the $15 voucher. Really do appreciate it, Leslie. Thank you again. Thomas Beaton checked in, and he said, "Hey, Mark, I live in a one-bathroom house, so naturally I share the sink space with my wife. My shave gear is tucked away under the sink. I saw these Duramax organizers in the hardware section of Dollar Tree while I was picking up an Assured razor. They have customizable dividers, which I think is ideal for our hobby. The larger organizer works good for razors because they have enough depth. In the sections with short handle razors, there's enough room for two facing away from each other. I cut some strips of cardboard to divide them so they don't scratch each other. The smaller organizer is perfect for storing blades. Both are affordable and protect your investment. I hope this helps people in the same situation as me in the sense that they don't have room for a nice multi-razor stand. Have a good week." Tom, thanks very much for passing that on. At Dollar Tree, folks, seems that Dollar Tree is a pretty darn good resource for a lot of wet shaving gear or other items that could be repurposed for wet shaving gear or the wet shave. So thanks very much for passing that along, Thomas. Really, really do appreciate it. This comes from viewer Jeremy Paracco. He very kindly sent along some shower traction stickers. And what he does with these is he uses these in the bottom of smooth shaving bowls to increase friction and resistance when making a lather. He writes, "Because I always look for new answers to old topics." So he's repurposing bowls via the traction stickers. And he is making great lathers from them. So he enclosed some photos, and he says this was with a PAA soap, original Crown King formula, and an ordinary synthetic shave brush that I purchased on Amazon, and look at the results of that. So yeah, thanks very much for sending these along, Jeremy. I really do appreciate it. Please send me the link where you got these so I can post that in the description below for other viewers, or pin it as a top comment so folks will know where to get these. These look absolutely fantastic. And again, all they are the shower traction sticker, and they peel away on the back here. Let me show you here. See, they peel away there on the back like that. And then you would stick this on the bottom of a smooth shaving bowl, or a smooth bowl that you want to use as a shaving bowl. And you can see that it has some, it has a little bit of a little knobby surface here, very, very small little knobby surface, and that would increase the friction and the resistance, so you can make a lather. And it looks like it won't damage a synthetic brush either. So yeah, great idea, Jeremy. Thanks very much for passing these along. And I'm looking forward to using these. I'm going to get or find a smooth lathering bowl of some sort, and affix this to the bottom and give it a good test run and do a video and that sort of thing and see how it works. So we're really looking forward to doing that. That's an absolutely great solution. So again, Jeremy, please give me the link to where you got these, or what store you went into to get these, and I'll post that below. So thank you again, Jeremy. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up new wet shaving gear for this week. Wow, a lot of great stuff. Great stuff added to the price package as well. Again, 8,000 subscribers. We're getting closer. So make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell for alerts so that you'll know when that video goes up. So you can enter the 8,000 subscriber giveaway. So please subscribe to the channel and look for that video down the road. We're getting closer to 8,000 subscribers. And thanks to everyone who has contributed to the prize package. Got some great stuff there. And of course, we'll review all that when we do the subscriber giveaway video. So thanks again to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out viewers' questions and comments. Viewer EMZ Jester offered the following: if anyone is having trouble lathering, purchase liquid glycerin on Amazon or at your local store. Adding glycerin to your lather really makes a lather explosion, even if you have hard water. Once you add the glycerin, you can add a bit more water for even a more hydrated lather. Also, if you have added a little too much water to your lather, adding glycerin will help save your overhydrated lather. I've heard about this. I've never done it. I'll put it to the viewers. Have you done this before, and what were your results? Really would be interested in hearing your thoughts and your experiences on this. So thanks very much for that, EMZ Jester. Really do appreciate it. He also continues with, if you want a good, cheap pre-shave soap, use an unscented glycerin soap. Just rub the soap bar on your growth and rub it in with your hands. A glycerin soap will make a very slick and thin pre-shave lather. I do this when I am shaving off a week's worth of growth. Hey, thanks very much. And you know what? 3 years ago, I did use a glycerin soap. I reviewed it. I used the ACH Brito Glyce. The label's worn down a little bit. This is 3 years old. And if you're wondering, this is a repurposed Taylor of Old Bond Street shaving cream bowl. So I just hung on to it for just such an event of preserving a soap puck of some kind. And I saved the glycerin soap right here. Now this is gotten a little darker with age. I'm assuming it's still going to work. And I think this was a lime scent. There's not much scent there, so I guess it qualifies as being unscented, as you wrote. But I'm probably going to use this again as a pre-shave and see how it works. Now, I love the cube. Absolutely love the cube. Love using it, as you see in all my videos. But yeah, I think I'm going to mix it up and use this again because on wet shaving forums and from viewers and that sort of thing, this was being recommended, so I gave it a try. I didn't go back to it right away, but having used the cube, I will give this a try again and kind of compare the two of them. So thanks very much for that, EMZ Jester. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Bill Murphy wrote, "Hi, Mark. I just want to let you know I had my first shave with my Rockwell 6C in gunmetal finish, and OMG, what a comfortable shave. I've only been using a DE razor since about January of this year and already have several razors. The Rockwell 6C hits it out of the park. It now will be my new go-to razor for everyday shaving. I use the number 2 plate with a Derby Extra Blade, PAA Good Vibrations, and PAA Star Wisp brush. What a great shave. No cuts, no weepers, and no irritation. Tomorrow I'm going to try plate number 3 and see how that shaves. I have 2 questions. Have you had any experience with the Derby Premium Blades in the black box? Have you ever used the new Rockwell T2 razor? I'm keeping an eye on it for Prime Day. Well, thanks for mentioning Prime Day again. Allows me to remind the viewers tomorrow and Wednesday, July 12th and 13th, Prime Day, I'll be tweeting out wet shaving gear deals as I come across them, and hopefully we'll see some. We've seen some early deals already, and so hopefully they'll have a lot more, and who knows, maybe even the Rockwell T2 razor will be a big discount. That would be great. Just like the Edwin Jagger 316 was a couple of weeks ago, 75% off. That was amazing. So maybe the T2 razor will fall into that category too. I'll be looking for it as well. And no, I have never used the Rockwell T2 razor, but again, because it's Prime Day, I'll be keeping a lookout for it. And if it's a ridiculously large discount, I'm going to be grabbing one and letting everyone know about it as well. As far as the Derby Premium blades, yes, I have used them in the black box. I like these blades a lot. These were a blade that I used early on in my wet shaving adventure, and I also used them again recently when I reviewed the Derby Premium Barber Shaving Soap that we talked about last week. I've filmed the review, and I'm in the process of editing it along with another video, and hopefully this will get posted sometime. But this was a harder soap than, say, a Tabak or Paraso. And I thought it was a very serviceable lather. I can tell you that right now. And, it's got that fresh Arco-like scent, but it's not as overwhelming as Arco. Maybe a little more, maybe a little bit better than Arco, so to speak, because it's not overbearing. It's not as pungent. It's not as strong as the Arco scent, because I know a lot of wet shavers like the lather that Arco develops, but some of them don't like that scent. It's a little too much for them. I don't mind it, and I find that the scent of this is fine, and I found the lather to be serviceable. I found it to be okay. It delivered a nice shave for me. But again, I'm going to use it again and see how it works. Maybe the second time around, I'll have a better experience with it. It was good. It was a good shave. You'll have to see the video. It was a good shave. I thought it was a fine product for $7. I mentioned in the video review that I think that if you spend $3 more, $10 for Paraso, you're going to get a better lather with Paraso. My opinion. But then again, I've used Paraso more than I have used this product. So I think I'm going to have to use this product several more times. And really understand, again, the water to soap ratio. That might have been off a little bit for me too, because it was the first time I was using it. So I think that it might be a soap that after repeated use and understanding the water to soap ratio, it could be great, or it could just be good. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. So yeah, Derby Premium Barber Shaving Soap. Liked it. Very serviceable lather. And I enjoyed the shave with it, and I used a Derby Premium Blade bill, and these are really, really wonderful. Across the board, generally speaking, Derby makes some really, really nice products. So yeah, I enjoyed the shave with this. Again, a good serviceable lather. $7 for this. Yeah, great price point. Good bargain shaving soap. Let's call it that. Good bargain shaving soap. I think it has the potential to be make an even better lather, as I understand the water to soap ratio. That's what I think is key here. So we'll see down the road. I'm going to use it again and see how it performs. So thanks very much for the comment and the questions, Bill. Yeah, I have the Rockwell 6S. I like using the number 3 plate for both face shaves and head shaves. Sometimes I'll use a number 4 plate for a face shave, But generally speaking, number 3 is where I like to use this 6S. It really is a wonderful, wonderful razor. The 6C is the chrome-plated version. And, Rockwell just makes a really, really terrific razor. And I would say the 6C or the 6S is just a great razor, especially as a gift for a beginning wet shaver, because you have the different plates and you can find the shave that's perfect for you. You can use the number 1 plate, the number 2 plate, the number 3 plate, etc., and really kind of find where your sweet spot is in regards to those base plates, adjustable base plates. So yeah, terrific, terrific razor. I'm so glad you're enjoying your 6C, Bill. The Rockwell does make a great, great razor. Thanks again, Bill. Jimmy V Photography checked in with some follow-up comments from those he made in the previous Monday morning mailbag. He talked about switching from dominant hand to a non-dominant hand in order to improve the technique of his shave. For instance, he's right-handed, so he found that maybe he was pressing a little too much on the right-hand side of his face using his right hand, so he switched to his left hand to shave his right side of his face, and that helped lighten up his touch and improve his technique. I happened to mention to him that in using a straight razor, there is this switching going on. And he wrote back, and I told him I loved the comments that he made. And he said, so glad you liked it. I believe that switching is a part of shaving with a straight edge, something I probably will never do. My mind wanders too much when shaving. Things I've done that only require a little nick stop would probably have required stitches if I had been wielding a straight edge. Every time I see someone shave with a straight razor, I cringe thinking of myself using one, laugh out loud. I do like the results though. When I was living in Milan, I went to an old barber. He used a straight razor for my shave and he was amazing. Never a nick or any irritation, and it was smooth. But he'd been shaving people longer than I'd been alive. It really was a treat. I remember the first time, and he knew it was my first time because one of the people I was with told him. He put the steaming hot towel on my face, which muffled my screams. It was hot. I could hear him stropping the razor. Then off comes the towel and he hands me a basin. No water in it. He starts shaving me. After a bit, I ask what the basin is for because he is wiping the lather and stubble off on a towel. He replied, per prendere il sangue. I think is how it's pronounced. It's Italian. Forgive me if my pronunciation is incorrect. Everyone in the little shop started laughing. I didn't really understand much Italian, so I asked my assistant, Carlo. He laughs and says, to catch the blood. Once again, everyone in the place started laughing. Angelo, the barber, was pulling my leg. It was a fun start at that local barbershop. I went to him at least once a week. I wish I could find a photo of him. Angelo with a razor in his right hand, towel over his arm, big smile. It was a great experience. If you ever find that photograph, Jimmy, send it, please. I will absolutely show it on the Monday morning mailbag. What a great, great memory and experience. I ordered a setup of Tombstone from PAA. I love the smell of leather and gunpowder, so this should be interesting. Laugh out loud. Have a great one, Jimmy. Wow, great, great shaving memories, Jimmy. Thanks very much for sharing them. And if you too have that kind of a shaving memory, something like that, send it in. We'll use it on the Monday morning mailbag. I know other viewers will be really, really interested in hearing those kinds of shaving experiences. I've never had a straight razor shave by a barber, I really enjoyed your story, and who knows, maybe down the road I'll experience one myself. So thanks again, Jimmy. Really do appreciate it. JC Shaves wrote, I've seen other YouTube videos with guys using bar soap to shave, and I've used Irish Spring myself. Not bad if you're in a situation without your traditional shave soap and need to shave. I imagine almost all bar soaps would work, with some being better than others. Thanks for the video. I notice you always say, thanks, Mom, after you say butterscotch. Is that something your mom loved? Well, I'll get to that in just a minute. But yeah, we've been talking about bar soaps and using them. I reviewed the Dove bar soap that's indicated for shaving, for wet shaving. That did a really nice job. Of course, the pear shave soap. That wasn't bad, but I think the Dove was better. Irish Spring, that's very interesting. I'm probably going to try that down the road myself, which also reminds me, this is something you should look for up on the Phoenix Shaving website right around March, February, March, right around St. Patrick's Day, Irish Springs Shave Soap. This is a shave soap with the Irish Spring scent. Yeah, it is absolutely wonderful. I love this. I've got to use it again. It's fantastic. Probably be great for a cold water shave now that I think about it. You know what? I'm definitely going to, I took it off the shelf where I have some of my other shave soaps that are a little more seasonal, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to work this into my rotation and use this again. Cold water shave. Yeah, I'm going to put this definitely right there in the shave den on the sink. I'm going to use it next time around. And they also have a aftershave splash and cologne, which is terrific. Again, the Irish Spring scent. Absolutely wonderful. So yeah, thanks for mentioning Irish Spring bar soap. I'm going to give that a try. But yeah, this is definitely fantastic because it's Formula CK6 and it's the great scent of Irish Spring. So just want to pass that on. So look for that. I don't know if it's up there now. I should have checked beforehand. I kind of doubt it, but if it is, I will link to it. But again, look for it beginning of the year, right around the time that St. Patrick's Day starts to roll around. Now, regarding butterscotch. Thanks, Mom. Well, you know, there is this connection with many wet shavers to their families, to their dads, maybe their uncles, their older brothers, their grandfathers, that sort of thing, through the razor. This is my late father's Gillette Super Speed from 1957. I found this in his wet shaving gear. This belonged to my dad. It's in beautiful shape, and I always think of my dad whenever I use this razor. So yeah, that's a really nice memory and a nice connection to him. And, you know, I just was wondering in the back of my mind what kind of connection there would be to my mom through wet shaving. Well, I came across the Solar Flare shaving brush from Phoenix Shaving with the butterscotch handle. That immediately made a connection with me to my mother because when I was 13 years old for Lent, I gave up chocolate. And after Lent, I just continued to give up chocolate. I gave up chocolate, candy, sweets, soda pop. I mean, I went cold turkey on all of it. And my mom made these great chocolate chip cookies. And she knew that I was never going to eat chocolate again. That was it. I gave it up and I went cold turkey and I'm not going to eat chocolate anymore. So to include me, whenever she made chocolate chip cookies, she made an extra batch of butterscotch chip cookies just for me. So when she made chocolate chip cookies for the family, she made that extra special batch of butterscotch chip cookies just for me. And I've always remembered that. I always thought that was just so nice of my mother just to understand that I'd given this up and that I wasn't going to eat it, and I had done it for Lent, and I just kept doing it. And I think she understood. She got it. So in order to help me keep that pledge of not eating chocolate, I guess, she would make the butterscotch chip cookies for me. And I always was very, very thankful to her for that. So when I saw the Solar Flare brush with the butterscotch handle, that's why I always say, thanks, Mom. I'm thanking my mom for, you know, doing that little extra something special for me. That was very, very sweet of her. And it helps, this butterscotch handle now connects me to my mom during the wet shave. The razor connects me to my father, and the butterscotch handle on the Solar Flare, and also now on the Doppler, being a butterscotch handle. These butterscotch handles connect me to my mom while doing my wet shave. It reminds me of how wonderful and sweet my mom was to make those butterscotch chip cookies just for me when she made the chocolate chip cookies for my brothers and my dad and, you know, for the family. So, yeah, I was always grateful to my mother for that. Really, really just a neat memory. And again, the butterscotch handle connects me to that memory of my mom, connects me to my mom, you know, through the wet shave. The wet shave now, this butterscotch handle now allows me to connect my mom to the wet shave like the razor connects me to my dad. So that's kind of the reason why. So whenever I'm holding the butterscotch handle, I always say, thanks, Mom. This question comes from viewer Bob LaRoe, and he writes, "Hi, Mark. I've been wondering if any wet shavers collect razor blades, seeing there are so many. I used to collect matches from restaurants back when it was common for them to have matches. Now, none do. Maybe some wet shavers frame and display them. You might consider asking about this and have them send photos of their collection. It would be an interesting addition to a shave den. Cordially, Bob." Bob, great idea. I would think that, yeah, there are some wet shavers out there who collect these vintage razor blades, maybe collect the art or the packaging of these razor blades. I'll put it to the viewers. Let me know. Do you do that? Do you collect vintage razor blades? Do you collect razor blades? Do you collect the artwork that went with the razor blades, the packaging? Do you display them in your shave den? Really would be interested in knowing that. And yes, be more than happy to show those photos on the Monday morning mailbag in the Shave Den segment. That would be interesting to see. Really looking forward to seeing the answers in the comments below. So please, comment below, let us know. Email me at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. Let us know, do you collect razor blades, the packaging, the artwork? Really would be interested in knowing. Bob, great question. Thanks again. Okay, this email came from Tomas Tobias. And he wrote, "Hey, Mark, wanted to say hello and thank you once again for the signed sketch." My pleasure, Tomas. "Thinking about creating a nice frame with maybe some turquoise inlay. I will keep you posted. I also wanted to share a build my son made for my birthday. He made this custom brush and inlaid it with turquoise, 14 karat gold dust, and some ruby and emerald fragments, topped off with a tuxedo knot. My kids and girlfriend found my birthday razor as well as a 1961 Gillette adjustable. It was a wonderful surprise. I have always wanted an adjustable, never even thought to look for a birthday razor. I feel very lucky that my girlfriend and kids wanted me to have a match set brush and razor combination. Thanks again, Mark. Sincerely, Tomas Tobias." I asked him a little bit more about the razor. He followed up by saying, "It is a G2 1961 second quarter, May being my birth month." Wow, that's what he learned from his girlfriend and his children, and that is really neat. He writes, "They had been looking for a razor dated G2 for close to a year, and just happened they found this adjustable back in March of 2022. Never used, but a little opaque from the years." Wow, that's an absolutely wonderful find, Tomas. That's fantastic. What a great gift. Again, you do the traditional wet shave. Family members and close friends know this. You're gonna get some great wet shaving gear as a gift, either for Father's Day or for birthday or for Christmas or holidays or graduation, whatever it is. You'll get some really neat stuff from family because they make that connection. And this is a perfect example of it. Thanks so much for sending along those photos, Tomas. Enjoy the razor, enjoy the brush. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, belated happy birthday as well. Well, that's it for another Monday morning mailbag. Thanks very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog. For my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this, I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great shaving gear. Check out vikingsblade.com for some great shaving gear. For all things Barbus, check out Big Barbus. Check out Denton Magic. Check out the Sudsy Soapery. They all make great shave soaps. Also, check out Hoffman's. Okay, burn the ships. Check this out. I'll have links for it. Wonderful scent. Collaboration with Hendrix Classics. They make a great soap base. Check them out. Absolutely. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/markser80, where you'll find all the products I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.